Okay, good morning again, Year 10. It's Mr. Davis for rehearsal session number 2. Now, as with the first rehearsal session, I've not done any preparation whatsoever apart from load up my YouTube backing track ready to go. And this time, I've got my rehearsal diaries here. So, unprepared rehearsal number 2. So, rehearsal session number 1, diary of progress. You've all seen it. My targets for the rehearsal session were trying out Giant Steps by John Coltrane as my solo piece. My diary of progress, I attempted it with a full speed backing track. That wasn't successful due to lack of warm-up and general practice neglect, and playing became physically uncomfortable. Found it difficult to play one note per beat for any length of time, embarrassed about that. Tried the slow backing track version, that worked a little bit better. Intonation was not great, need to practice more in general, which I haven't done in between rehearsals, so this is literally the second time I've picked up the bass since you saw me last time. I need to improve general rehearsal discipline. Bass should be set up, tuned and ready to play. Well, I'm going to do that actually as part of the rehearsal, because it is part of the rehearsal process, setting up your equipment to be ready to go, basically. Need to warm up in advance. I definitely need to do that. After watching the video back, I was also wondering if I set the spike on the bass too high, so I'm going to deal with that as well. But I'm happy with the tune choice. I love the piece, and performing it properly would be a wonderful challenge. Now, so targets for the next rehearsal session. 1, prepare and tune instrument before playing. 2, warm up with some exercises. 3, try and improve the intonation. That's basically exactly where I put my fingers on the bass. And 4, obviously, develop a walking bass line with the slow version of the backing track. I think we established last time the fast one wasn't working at all. Now, first part of what I've got to do, super easy. Targets for next session off the old rehearsal diary, just copy those straight into targets for this session in the new rehearsal diary. This is today's rehearsal diary. The rest of it's blank at this point because I haven't rehearsed. So let's get on with it. I'm joined by 2 cats in the lounge who are probably going to freak out the moment I play the bass. But anyway, first of all, we know that last time I neglected to have a book to rest the bass on. Today's book, Calcium Made Interesting by Graham Chapman. Highly recommend this to absolutely anybody. Let's get the bass out. Now, in this instance, and one cat's seen the bass and already run off. First of all, let's do the spike. Now, last time, it was too long. It was roughly 1 hand span before. Come on, out we come, out we come, out we come. So let's set it a little bit lower. And see how it feels. Minding the light again. There we go. So yeah, my left arm is roughly in line with my face. That's kind of what I want. I'm going to bring this back a little bit as well, so I'm not headbutting the light constantly. Step 2, good rehearsal discipline. Tuner lives on the bass, as we remember from last time, so let's get it in tune, which it's not. Worth remembering as well, anyone playing any stringed instrument across the board, guitar, bass, violin, you name it. Also some woodwind instruments and definitely brass instruments. As your instrument warms up, it's going to go a bit out of tune because things expand when they're warm, and that causes tuning to change. It causes things to drop. So low strings will drop down even lower. Brass instruments, the actual metal will expand, and that will affect the tuning. So keep an eye on it as you tune. Come on, there's got to be an E in there somewhere, nearly. That'll do. And I'll check it again in a minute. So, comfortable playing heights, and we're in tune. Check my intonation. That should be an octave G, because I can't quite hear an octave. I'll move my hand down a bit. Scales are a really good way of warming up. Not the most exciting way of warming up, but they do the job. And the same would work for singers as well. You can just sing scales. Da, 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 da. tune. I'm not sure if you can see this. You can tell on this bass kind of where your fingers should go, because you can see just where in the actual colour of the wood on the fingerboard where my fingers and the fingers of the person that owned this bass before me, because I certainly haven't owned this bass from new. This bass was built in the 70s. I'm not going to tell you the exact year because that will give away my age, but this bass was born a year before I was. You can decide for yourself who looks more beaten up, me or the bass. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The rattling sound is coming from the pickup, which I really need to do something about at some point, but that's not going to affect my performance. Right, let's check the tuning again. This is all essential part of what we're doing. Yeah, still a G, still a D, more or less a D. Definitely an A, kind of an E. Brilliant. There we go, that's in tune. I'm feeling like I'm a little bit warmed up now, so let's try playing along with our slow backing track. I'm going to stick with the slow backing track completely during this rehearsal. I'm not going to bother with a fast one. So, giant slap steps, slow backing track. When you're ready. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm focusing on first time through here is the intonation element, making sure my fingers are in the right place. This is why I'm spending more time looking at the fingerboard than I am the screen. I'm not going to stop it, but I'm going to turn it up a little bit because I can't really hear the click over the top of the bass. This is a really loud instrument. Let's come back in. Happy about this than I was last time. Let's go to 1 note per beat now. Getting cocky there, trying to move my hand further up the neck. I'm going to keep my fingers low on the neck because I think I'm better at getting intonation further up the neck. If I go all the way like in that direction, it goes a bit pear-shaped. Possibly something to work on. Already though, I'm much happier this rehearsal than I was last rehearsal. Instinctively there, starting to try and walk it as well, which is walking all over the baseline. In fact, let's try that now. No, oh god, that was awful. B flat, B flat. Wasn't really thinking enough there. Problem there is I'm looking at the bass still, not at the music. And I clearly don't know my way around the chords well enough yet to be able to actually not look at the music. But from the sounds of it, it's coming to the end of the track. So this might be the time that we go through it and go to the ending. Let's see what happens. My goodness, that's the first time we've made it to the end of that track. So that's paused. Take it back to the start. Okay. So that went better than it did before. I'm going to give myself a little break again, just to get my fingers happy again. But I'm pleased with the way that went. I warmed up first, and that's actually enabled me to work better. Now, my intonation, I think, has improved. Just, this is me self-checking myself. I think it sounds better. But that is because I've been staring at the fingerboard, which means I've not been staring at the music. And let's be honest, we're doing this for a performance as well. We're doing this because the talent scout's coming around. The talent scout doesn't want to see a double bassist that's just going staring at the neck. Not at all. Double bassists should just be playing and relaxing, so double bassists should know where their fingers are. This is generally the same with a guitarist as well. It's all about performance discipline and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to try and do this again now. I'm just going to give it one more attempt for the moment, but I'm going to do it trying to look at the music. And I'm going to warm up again, just starting it just with single notes, single plucks on the strings for each different chord. Then I'm going to try a pick per beat, and then I'm going to try walking it. So we'll see what happens with this. And see if the intonation stays on target as well whilst I'm not looking at the bass. So let's give it a whirl. Roughly about there to start. 1, 2. The occasional glance is okay. Intonation okay, slightly ropey. Let's go to 2 picks. Definitely ropey, but never mind. One more time through, just doing that again. rubbish. Okay, I'm going to take another little break because that is already starting to get exhausting on my fingers, so let's give it a little bit of a stretch. Weirdly, actually, I wasn't happy with a lot of the walking there. Some of it worked, a lot of it's way too simplistic, and I want to make it more interesting. But the bit that, when I started walking towards the end of the last rehearsal, the bit that went from the E flat to the C sharp, I hated that last time, and I was really pleased with the way I did it today. So that's one positive I can take from that. So, stretch your fingers out a little bit. Stamina's still an issue, but not as bad as it was before. I'm not experiencing the same amount of pain as it was before. Let's just jump straight back into it and start trying to walk it again and see what happens. A, D, E, E flat, F flat. So I'll wait till it comes around to the start again. Okay, I'm ready to pick it up in 2 bars. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, that went horribly wrong. It's that second line. I've got like a blind spot for the second line. Something to make a note of in the targets for next time, perhaps. That didn't work as well as last time. No. That was rubbish. That was absolutely rubbish. Let's try and walk. I'm going to do it without the track. Just that second line. The G major 7, B flat, E flat, F sharp, B, F. That would work. B flat. Let's bear that in mind for next time round. Jump back in. C sharp, F sharp, B. And coming in, start. A minor, D. There we go. That'll work. Not the most elegant. Kind of works. Notice actually the same thing happens there as happens there, and it worked alright there. I don't know why I didn't notice it there. Actually, no, in fact, that did happen there last week. Anyway, fingers a bit sore. I'm going to call it again because, yeah, I think that's about enough for this week. So, not as long a rehearsal today as there was last time. So, in terms of prepare and tune the instrument before playing, check. Warm up before playing with some exercises, check, and it definitely helped because I was able to carry straight on the moment I came in, which is great. Improve intonation, that happened whilst I was looking at the neck. It was definitely improved compared to last time whilst I was playing, but this is a case of just, I think, a bit more practice and familiarity as well. Bearing in mind, of course, I've adjusted the height of the instrument on the spike as well, which means my hand thinks it's in a different place if I'm not looking at the neck. So that's something else I maybe need to consider. Develop walking baseline with sleigh backing track. I've only used a sleigh backing track today. I don't intend to use a fast one, probably even in the next rehearsal. And it's definitely an easier way to work. It's certainly bolstered my confidence. I'm feeling a lot better about it. So in terms of things to work on, I think it's now musical things to work on. Combination of definitely practice intonation, absolutely a big thing. Continue developing the walking baseline, and think a bit more about walking from chord to chord, because that's kind of what I was having issues with this time around. So yeah, I'm pleased with the way that went. And as I've said, the easiest thing about doing this was being able to copy that, targets for the next session, straight into targets for this section. It's such an easy way of working. Cool, that's that for today.